Sometimes reading comics can be incredibly frustrating, especially when you have a character who goes through several reboots and still doesn't have a focused direction or supporting cast. My name is Arco Braddock, and today let's go ahead and review the brand new Miles Morales comic book, Miles Morales Spider-Man #1. But before we get deeper into the video, I want to go ahead and encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that like button if you enjoy our content. And next up, I want to introduce the context behind this new issue of Miles Morales' life by reading off the solicitation text from Marvel Comics. Trial by Spider-Man faces the strongest superpowered foes and most dangerous gauntlets the multiverse can throw his way. And every time Miles Morales falls, he rises again, stronger than before until now. There are some punches you don't get up from, and a new villain isn't pulling a single one as they threaten everyone and everything Miles loves. Between school, home, his love life, and battling supercharged and upgraded villains night and day, Miles is reaching his breaking point. And when this new foe is finished, Spider-Man's world will be changed forever. Guest starring Matt Gargan, aka the Scorpion. Don't miss the next Marvel masterpiece from writer Cody Ziglar and artist Federico Vicentini. Next off, I want to read you our creative team for this brand new chapter in Miles' life. This issue is written by Cody Ziglar, illustrated by Federico Vicentini. We have colors from Bryan Valenza and letters from VC's Cory Petit. And we have a gorgeous cover here from Dike, Ruan, and Alejandro Sanchez that I want to go ahead and show off right now from our friends at Adventures in Poor Taste. Thank you so much to them for posting these previews so incredibly fast. And I want to start this issue off by talking a little bit about Federico Vicentini. Vicentini's art is incredibly cool to look at. Vicentini is always kind of shifting the page perspective of the panel to make the action going on in the page as interesting as possible. Sometimes I think this does come at a bit of a trade-off because it can be a little bit difficult to interpret the storytelling at times, especially in the middle of the really tense battle between Matt Gargan and Miles Morales in certain cases. While you can kind of tell like who the individual characters are, sometimes it's hard to follow the action on some of the individual pages. Also, when the issue kind of shifts over to the more casual nature where Spider-Man is in his kind of school setting or Miles is in his, more school-oriented setting, the characters are drawn so kind of like boxy and just a little bit too rigid and stiff. I wish kind of Vicentini would focus maybe a little bit more on the figures as opposed to the composition of the page in certain moments. Overall, though, I really like some of the energy that's channeled through this artwork, and I think that Vicentini has a great sense of style shown off on the page. I have to say, though, where this issue really disappointed me was in terms of the script. I was hoping to see just something new for Miles Morales, because I feel like the past couple creative teams have had a bad habit of taking several important or new features in Miles Morales' life and kind of stripping them away. I'm thinking back to the Brian Michael Bendis run with Miles Morales, and I'm thinking right now about how many times Bendis tried to build up a supporting cast or continuity around this character that was wiped away. And it doesn't seem like there's many kind of continuing plot threads from earlier series. Miles right now is sort of in conflict with his school teacher. He's having a little bit of a hard time with his parents. And it's just hard to pinpoint one idea or element that makes this different from the last couple iterations of the main series, whether it be from Brian Michael Bendis or some of the other creators that have touched this property like Saladin Ahmed. I'm having a trouble figuring out where Marvel's editorial wants Miles Morales to go in the future. It seems like we have Peter Parker embarking on bombastic storylines in the middle of Dark Web, but for the past couple months to years with Miles, we haven't seen that same sort of character progression. This issue introduces a villain who does appear to be interesting, but we don't get very much context for this individual at all. Now, it could be maybe down the line we're going to see some more elements from previous runs introduced back into the story. This villain could turn out to be captivating. But, as of right now, it's so incredibly noticeable that Marvel doesn't really have a high concept to launch Miles Morales with. Miles Morales titles have been launching so frequently over the past couple of years that I would have liked Marvel to have shown some sort of crumb of a new idea in this that would set it apart from the last couple relaunches of Miles Morales. I'm now incredibly worried about this character and the direction that they have in the future. I hope that there's a creative team that can come in here and leave a mark on this character. I hope writer Cody Ziglar and Federico Vicentini are able to kind of craft a more personal story for Miles Morales down the line, but I wish I saw it a little bit more in this issue. So those were my thoughts on this new chapter in Miles Morales' life. I want to know if you guys like this issue a little bit more than I did. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for coming to check out the video. We'll be back soon for more wonderful comic book content. Bye.